The following video is an informative segment about narcolepsy. If you do not have narcolepsy or are uninterested in learning about what it is, this may not be the video for you. Hey guys, my name is Erin Diane and I'm 20 and I have narcolepsy. I have all four symptoms: excessive daytime sleepiness, paralysis, hypnagogics, hallucinations, and I have cataplexy. I have all four symptoms. It sucks. I want to go into each one, but I kind of don't because it's annoying to have to explain all that stuff. Go look it up. I'm just kidding. No. I'm here to do two things. I'm here to speak to people who don't know anything about narcolepsy, and I'm here to talk to people who may be experiencing narcolepsy and don't know what to do. I just did a project recently in class about narcolepsy, and I realized that a lot of people were surprised by the things I had to say about it. First of all, the four symptoms of narcolepsy no one ever knows about. I just explained excessive daytime sleepiness. You can't stay awake during anything because you're missing that hypocretin in your blood. Before I was diagnosed, it was even worse than it is now. You can't stay awake in the car ride, in choir rehearsal, while you're trying to listen in class, while you're talking to people. You can't stay awake on the toilet, ever. You're just sleepy all the time. The second symptom is the paralysis. You know, your sleep paralysis. When you're halfway between sleep and wakefulness, you get this paralysis when you're trying to wake up or going to sleep, and you can't move your body. You want to move, but you can't. While you're having those paralyses, you get these hypnagogic hallucinations. It's when you can see, hear, feel things that aren't there. I remember one time I was in my bed taking a nap and I heard my mom come home. I just thought she was home. Mommy wasn't there. I had a hypnagogic hallucination. Now, for all those people who don't know anything about narcolepsy or hallucinations, hypnagogic hallucinations are not the kind of hallucinations where we are going around seeing things. These hallucinations only happen when we're sleeping. Also, the cataplexy. I hate my cataplexy. Cataplexy is caused by a sudden emotion like anger, frustration, surprise, laughter. Any really heavy emotion triggers a cataplexy, and that's when your body kind of falls out on itself. Your muscles kind of give out, and any action you're doing, like walking, your knees could buckle under you and you could fall. Or if you're holding something heavy and you get excited, you could fall. Another story. The other day, I made smoothies for my family, and I was carrying two glasses of smoothies, and my mom was laughing at me because I look like a little waitress. I put the little strawberries on top of the smoothie, and I put the little garnishing and stuff, and she started laughing at me, and I started cracking up, and I had a major cataplexy. And good thing I was right by the table because I dropped the glasses on the table and I kind of fell into the chair. Cataplexies are really serious. So for those of you who don't really know anything about narcolepsy, that's what's that. There's a couple pieces of advice I want to give every narcoleptic out there, from one narcoleptic to another. First thing I advise you to do, if you think you have narcolepsy or if you have been diagnosed, change your diet. If you're eating Chinese food and pizza every night, then there's no way that you're going to have a normal life like everyone else. That grease, that heavy foods, heavy grease, is gonna really weigh you down, especially if you eat it in the middle of the day, like lunchtime. You're done for the rest of the day. You need to drink a lot of water because just like epileptics, you need to have that constant water in your system to prevent things like cataplexy from even happening. Just like they have seizures, we have cataplexy, and it sucks. So you really have to get that water going. So that you will have A, less cataplexy, and B, less hypnagogic hallucinations and paralysis at night. I know a testimonial is that ever since I've changed my diet, ever since I started exercising, and ever since I started drinking half my body weight in ounces of water a day, my narcolepsy has been under control. This is summer, so I stopped taking my prescribed drugs because summer is a time for me to experiment with different things so I can see what will work for me during the school year because I'm a college student. Stopped taking my prescribed drugs and started taking multivitamins, especially vitamins B6 and B12 are great. Also, CoQ10, it's good for the heart, and ginkgo biloba because our cataplexy causes loss of brain cells. Sometimes those loss of brain cells cause cognitive problems with people like epileptics, narcoleptics, people with multiple sclerosis. We all fall in the same category. You want to get those vitamins right back into your body and replace that hypocretin with things like B12 and B6. I know for me as a narcoleptic, for the past month, I have been really good. This has worked the best. I'm not going to say I don't have bad days. I'm not going to say that there are not days where I feel extremely fatigued. But I will say that ever since I upped my veggies, and not fruits because fruits have a lot of sugar. You can have fruits. Fruits are good for you too. But I mean uptake those veggies like spinach and broccoli and carrots and greens and things like that. Less sugar, less grease. Everything is good. Like those are narcoleptics' worst food enemies are grease and sugar. And this may not be the most popular vote of all, but if you are narcoleptic, you want to take your naps. You must take your naps. Oh my gosh, that is so important. You can't, if you're narcoleptic at all, you can't go a full day just going. You're probably going to need 2 naps a day. Also, you guys want to have a consistent bedtime. A consistent bedtime is going to help your body regulate itself. If your body knows what time you are supposed to be going to bed, then it'll know. Like, say you're a high school student, again, because high school is the hardest time to have narcolepsy, and middle school too. So if you're a middle school and high school student, say you wake up early to get on the bus every morning to go to school at like 6 o'clock or whatever, that means that you want to start at 10 o'clock, your bedtime, maybe even 9:30. I know it's kind of annoying to have a bedtime, but I'm telling you, it's going to benefit you because you're going to be able to really function well the next day. You want to get your homework done. Any projects that you have to do, you want to get them done early. If you have a study hall, I suggest you do that then and not at nighttime because that's the time you start to wind down. I know for me, after 5:30, I'm done. I'm done for the day. Like, don't tell me to do anything. This is one of the major pieces of advice that I really recommend to every narcoleptic out there. You need to have a very, very, very good support group out there. A couple of family friends, count on one hand how many people you can really trust, especially if your narcolepsy is very severe. You need to have somebody in your life who really understands, A, and B, can help you. For instance, you drive. I drive. So if you're a narcoleptic who drives, you need to have somebody who you can, if you're driving by yourself, you need to have somebody who you can call and say, hey, yo, so-and-so, I'm getting sleepy. I'm on Main Street and I'm about to park my car in the main parking lot and just take a nap because I'm too tired to drive the rest of the way home. Also, if you take the train, I know I've seen a lot of people fall asleep in the train, and it really makes me sad because I'm someone who is liable to fall asleep, and people pick and poke at them. Or the bus or the train, either one. Or you need to be able to. Don't take the train by yourself. Take the train with somebody who really cares about your well-being, who will wake you up at your exit, who you can trust to wake you up at your stop. Also, guys, if you're narcoleptic, you can get accommodations for your classes. You can extra time on your tests, extra time for homework and projects. If you have SATs to take, you can get accommodated SATs or ACTs or any or other tests like that. If you don't want to take your MCAT or LSD for social workers, anything. Those kind of tests you can be accommodated for. So guys, I just encourage you to really embrace your sleep disorder or your neurological disorder. You're stuck with it for life. You're gonna have to understand that. But there are ways to benefit from it, and that's why I'm so excited, and that's why I'm so happy to share with you guys some of the things that I've learned about myself in narcolepsy. If you guys have any questions or any thing you want to ask me, you guys can hit me up, leave a comment, yeah, or email me. But yeah, I'll see you later. This is Natural Virtuosa or Erin.